Okay, hey, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you must be in this world. Welcome to this call. It's such a pleasure to have you guys on. We are officially maxed out. I think this is the first time in a while that my Zoom account has been completely maxed out at 500 people. A piece of advice for each and every single one of you, okay? Don't move, don't breathe, don't bat an eyelid, because if you lose connection, you ain't getting back in. So 500 is the limit. Unfortunately, we cannot go any more than that. Well, not this account anyway. So I'm very, very glad that you guys made it on, because the other people are not going to make it on, I'm afraid. I'm getting a message saying you can't hear anything. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, can I get a number 1 in the chat box? Number 1 if you can hear me. Okay, beautiful. It's just that one person, and I'm all good and dandy. But it is incredible to have so many people on from all over the world. I was expecting this call to completely max out. What I really want to see, I really want to give some acknowledgement to all the different countries that have plugged in. We've got different parts of Africa, different parts of Europe, USA, Canada, Asia. I know it's very late in Asia right now, but you guys are still taking the time out and plugged in. Everyone, go to the chat box, get ready on the chat box, and please put in your country or your island or your state or your city. Represent where you are from. I want to give some acknowledgement. So, oh my goodness, you guys are typing really fast. I can't keep up. But we've got Barbados on the call, Sweden, Poland, Hong Kong, London, Italy, Ghana, Nigeria, Netherlands, Birmingham, okay, that's UK, Dubai, Ireland, Amsterdam, Netherlands, same thing. Wow, my goodness, you guys are really, Canada, Sri Lanka, again, so many from Dubai. Oh, like that, Sweden, Belgium, beautiful. It's so incredible to have, oh my God, it says 99 new messages. India, welcome as well. Different parts of USA, Fiji. Oh, wow. I don't think I've had Fiji on one of my calls before. I love how people are writing Essex as though it's a country, right? But welcome to Essex anyway. But thank you so much for plugging in. I am very, very, very excited for this call. There's a few things I want to let you guys know about before I do bring on the main guest speaker, the main guy, the reason why we're all here today. But I know some of you are seeing me for the first ever time. If you've never seen me before, what the hell have you been doing your entire life? No, I'm joking. But my name is Asra Hussain. I am an online entrepreneur. I'm a Chairman 10 in iMarketSight based in the United Kingdom. I know that some of you are chairmen on this call. I know some of you are platinum leaders on the call. I know some of you are IBOs or brand new customers. And I know some of you on this call don't even know what iMarketSight is all about. If you are somebody who is new, right, and with me, my journey began in this industry around 4.5 years ago, right? A lot of you know my story, but very short and sweet, is I saw a guy wearing a Superman belt. At this point, I was working 40, 50 hours a week at my job, and I literally had the same routine, which was wake up, go to my job, come home, sit in front of the television, eat my dinner in front of the TV, go to sleep, the next day do the same thing all over again. Then the next day, do the same thing all over again. Then the next day, do the same thing all over again. And one day I woke up and 9 years had gone by, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, I've just done the same thing every single day for 9 years. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, can you put a number 2 in the chat box, where sometimes you feel like, oh my goodness, I'm kind of stuck in the same rat race. I'm stuck in that's a lot of number 2s, stuck in the same routine. So I was at a point in my life where I was just desperately looking for something new. I was looking for a way out. And I was thinking to myself that this can't be life. Is this really life, where I just do the same routine every single day and I would get paid at the end of the month and I'd have my paycheck there in my account. I would pay my rent, my bills, my direct debits, and then I was broke again. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I just got paid like 3 minutes ago and all my money is just gone. So no, about 4.5 years ago, I came across an individual who was an online entrepreneur, and he showed me the industry of network marketing. So network marketing was my way out of the rat race that I was stuck in, okay? And I got started. I was with an Asian-based company when I first got started in this industry. And it was an incredible experience. I couldn't do it full time because this business, the beauty about the online industry is you do not need to do this full time. So I started off building my business on a Sunday. Every single Sunday, I would do about 4 hours of my online business. So I was still working 40, 50 hours a week. And then on a Sunday, I'd build my business. Then the next week, work 50, 40 hours at my job, Sunday, build my business. And I did that every single week. I never missed a Sunday. And then slowly but surely, the income from my business started to go up and it started to match the income from my job. And then it got to a point that I managed to sack my boss and I haven't worked since. So I haven't had a job now for about 2.5, 3 years. The thought of me even getting a job scares a living daylight out of me. But that was my previous company. Then I got shown iMarkets Live, right? Let me tell you how it started for me, right? Now, if your first ever exposure to iMarkets Live was an event, can you put a number 1 in the chat box? If you were brought to an event, so whether it was a home meeting or it was one of the big events that we have, number 1. Quite a few people. Okay, hold it there. If your first ever exposure was a Zoom call, like what we are right now, so if the first ever time you saw iMarkets Live, the presentation slides, it was a Zoom call, put a number 2 in the chat box. Let's see how many Zoom call people we have. Quite a lot as well. Okay. And then you might have just been introduced by a friend or somebody had a chat with you over the phone. There's different ways of being exposed to iMarkets Live. Let me tell you what my very, very first exposure was. So I got a phone call from somebody who was who had mutual friends. So he was a mutual friend of me and somebody that I really looked up to and considered a mentor and like a second dad. His name is Edward Hartley. He's no longer around. God, rest in peace. But Edward Hartley and he was a mutual friend. So he gave me a call and said, Asra, I found something that you've been really looking for. And I said, what do you mean? He said, it's Forex. Because I have been looking into Forex trading for God knows how long. I've been to all these different events, all these different companies, the free events, the seminars, all sorts, just to check out how I can learn how to trade. So he then got me onto a Zoom call. There was only about, I would say, 12 people on this Zoom call. Hear me out here, right? It's where it gets interesting. So I've plugged into this random Zoom call. I didn't know the name of the company, didn't know what I was going to see. I just got told to plug in because it's to do with Forex. So I plugged in and the very, very first speaker I recognized. I recognized him because I've been following him for about 1.5 years. And the very first speaker was our vice president, Mr. Ivan Tapia. So I was looking at the screen like, oh my, that's Ivan Tapia, right? I know him. Then after Ivan did his bit, he passed it over to the second speaker. The second speaker was none other than Mr. Alex Morton, right? And then it got even better where Alex Morton then handed it over to the final speaker, and that was none other than Mr. Christopher Terry. So my first ever exposure, guys, I had Mr. Ivan Tapia, Alex Morton, and Chris Terry doing the presentation for me. Let me tell you, that was one heck of a sexy presentation, right? So how could you say no to that? So I got started, right? And it's been an incredible journey since, right? This platform, I know a lot of you guys are new. So a lot of you leaders have reached out to me and said, Asra, can you just do an overview before you dive into it? I'm afraid I'm not going to do an overview because we are short of time, but I'm just going to give you quick snippets of what we are. And then I want you to go back to your leader, to the person who referred you, and they can give you all the nitty gritty details, right? But, apologies to the leaders who have asked me to do so, but we're very, very short on time. So just snippets. What we are, we're a trading and networking platform. Okay, we learn how to trade. So even if you're completely new to Forex, you are completely new to cryptocurrency, please do not panic. This company, iMarkets Live, will teach you everything and anything that you need to know about trading Forex and trading cryptocurrency. You will be taken from a basic, amateur, rookie level and taken all the way up to a pro. The individual that I'm going to bring on today, okay, and I'm going to wrap it up now to bring him on. But the individual I'm going to bring on to this call, the reason why 500 of you have turned up to this call is because this person is somebody who never knew how to trade. He didn't know anything about trading. And the reason why so many of you turned up today is because you know him as a top trader. He is a Chairman 25 right now in iMarkets Live. A Chairman 25 It's somebody who has, I mean, we shouldn't really talk about money, but I've got to throw it out there because this guy is killing it. But a chairman 25 is on minimum 25 grand a month, 25,000 US dollars per month. However, what is insane is that this individual earns more money trading than he does as a chairman. That means that you guys mainly know him as an iMarkets Live, an IML educator. This is where a lot of you learn from him. A lot of people have told me that he was your first ever educator. He was my first ever educator as well. And this person was there right from the very beginning. So he's learned how to trade directly from Mr. Christopher Terry himself. Today he's come on the call because he's going to be sharing his journey as a trader, everything. His journey is insane because he was in this company right from the very beginning. He's seen it all. He was somebody who helped start IML Academy. He was the very, very first educator on IML TV, the very first one. So he's been with Chris Terry from the start. So he's been one of the core pillars for this company. Can I just see how many of you actually came to the Soars event in Miami? Can you put a number 3 if you came to the Soars event to Miami? A lot of you are messaging me privately, guys. What you need to do is where it's got my name, change my name to everyone, right? But okay, quite a lot of you came. Now, the way iMarkets Live works and the way these international conventions are, if you haven't been to an international convention yet, I advise you must come to Vegas. We have Vegas in March 2019. It is so crucial that you come. But we just had the Miami convention called Soars, right? Literally last week. And it's so fantastic because one day is fully trading and the second day is all about how to go chairman. So the day where we had basically we had IML TV live. So instead of being behind a laptop and watching all these top traders and educators behind a screen, you're watching them live and sitting right in front of them and you're able to touch them and say, oh my gosh, they're real. So this individual who we have as a guest speaker today, it was insane because we went the day before to collect our tickets, right? We went to collect our tickets and we had all these different educators. And this person that I have as a guest speaker today, he was completely sold out hours before the event. He was the only educator that was completely and utterly sold out, which is insane. And then we had to go the next day, very, very early morning to get more tickets. Within, I think, about 10 minutes, they were sold out as well. If I'm correct from what I've seen, this is just my personal opinion. From what I've seen, he is the most popular educator in iMarkets Live because he's the only one selling out all these tickets when it comes to these live sessions. So I'm going to crack on. I'm just going to see if he is ready. Let me just have a quick look. But ladies and gents, okay, if you are, I just want to see how many people are seeing him for the first time. If you are seeing Chris Derricks for the first ever time, can you just put a number 3 in the chat box? Oh, wow, you guys are seeing him for the first time? Looks like you guys need to plug into IML TV more often. Give me a second. I'm just trying to connect. Right, finally I've got my screen in check. Okay, just opening the chat box, guys. Wow, okay, I'm getting all these private messages. Oh, sorry. Okay, try now. I think I messed up the can somebody put a message in the chat box right now? There we go. I don't know what I did there. I apologize. Okay, so I can see a lot of you guys are seeing Chris Derricks for the first time, right? So just to give you guys actually a proper insight then to him. Now, what's going to happen today, ladies and gents, is this. What I've asked Chris to do is because we have the iMarkets Live TV sessions, because we have his YouTube channel, if somebody could be kind enough to find his YouTube channel and put it in the chat box, I would much appreciate it. Here we go. We've got someone saying Chris Derricks is my favorite trader. He's a lot of people's favorite traders, right? IMLT, that's crazy. IMLTV superstar. Where's I agree? How can these people not know who he is, right? But okay, so he's somebody, like I said, he never knew how to trade, and he's fully learned from Chris Terry, and now has become like an iMarkets Live, an IMLTV superstar, very, very popular. You go to his sessions, they're sold out. And you can't even get tickets to see him live when we do have our international conventions. So with him today, he's going to be going through his journey as a trader, because he has got an incredible journey from even before iMarkets Live all the way up until starting IML, building the company, going through the ups and downs with the company, with Chris Terry, and now bringing it to $1 million company where we are 70,000 people in 120 different countries, right? So today he's not going to be teaching you trading or doing live trading. We've got IML TV, we've got his YouTube channel for that, right? So what I've specifically asked Chris to do, because we've never, think about it, this is actually our first ever time having Chris on a call for UK, Europe, and Asia. Normally Chris does stuff for the USA and Canada because that's where he's based, but we don't really get him for the UK time, Europe time, Africa time, and Asia time, right? It's the first time Asia are seeing him live with me as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find him on this call, okay? Most of you already know who he is. For those who don't, I've already expressed to you what he's all about and what he's been doing, what he's going to talk about today. But this gentleman, I've had the pleasure of meeting a couple times, like the first time in Vegas, second last week in Miami Source. And what I noticed about him is, despite his insane amount of success that he's had as a trader, as a networker, because not only is he a top trader in iMarkets Live and just a top trader in general, but being a Chairman 25, what I noticed is he is still incredibly down to earth and one of the most humblest people I've ever met. And it's so beautiful how when I reached out to him and said, hey, Chris, would you mind doing a call with me? It was so beautiful how this gentleman didn't care that I'm not his team. He does not financially benefit me at all, and I don't financially benefit him at all. And none of us on this call, we don't financially benefit him either, but he's still on the call, taking time out here to educate us trainers. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you guys the person you've been waiting for, Mr. Chris Derrick. Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What is up? What is up? How's everybody doing?
How are you? It's nice to have you on the call. First ever time for me and you.
I know, right? We can make this a habit.
Absolutely. I'm hoping it's the first of many, Chris.
It will be. There's different types of individuals that I like to work with. And the one thing I noticed about you is your leadership and your conviction and your persistence when it comes to taking care of your team. So there's not that many leaders that are like that. There's not that many people that actually go out of their way to try to get as much value as they can for their squads. A lot of people get comfortable. It's the truth. People hit chairmans and get comfortable, but there's certain types of people that is really not about themselves. So that's the reason why I'm here in the first place. So it's a pleasure of mine.
Chris, thank you so much for the kind words. Just to get to know you a bit better, because we know you from IML TV, we know you from the big stage. Majority of us, Chris, because we're UK, Europe, and Asia based, most people have never seen you live, right? And the ones who have done, we see you out in Vegas in front of 6,000 people, or in Miami just last week in front of 6,000, 7,000 people. So just so we can get to know you a little bit better as a person, where is it that you're actually based and where do you live?
Right now, I am I'm actually at the place where Alex Morton started his network marketing career at. Literally, like right here is little Phoenix, well, Scottsdale. It's like 100 degrees outside. This is Camelback. So the place that I stay at is where the most multimillionaires in the entire United States lives here in this city. So a lot of people are kind of intimidated by living here, but I understand frequencies and elevating your mind and being the dumbest person in the room. So that's the reason why we live here. Me and my roommate, who's the Chairman 25, youngest Chairman 25, John Gorman.
Oh, so you and John are together. I didn't realize. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, he's literally over there. Yeah, so he's out there. He's grinding right now, but we both live together. Yeah, it's just me and him.
So I'm basically living in the wrong place right now. I need to get over and become your third roommate ASAP.
Well, me and John, when we first came out here to Arizona, we were both Plat 5000s. within a year time frame, we are 25.
Oh, wow. And then on top of that, you two are absolute beasts when it comes to trading.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Chris, what I've got here, I know I sent it to you as well, but the questions that I've put together, I actually put it out to the team. I said to the team that, hey guys, Chris won't be doing like a live trading or a trading training because obviously we've got IML TV for that, and we've also got your YouTube channel, right? And then we have the live IML TV sessions when we all fly out to, let's say, Miami or Vegas or whatever. So, people wanted to kind of get to know you a bit more as a person and your journey. So the questions that I've put together is what the team sent out to me. So if we could kind of start from the beginning, because I know that you were part of companies even before iMarket Site. So if you could start from there, like what you were doing before network marketing. You're smiling. Is it quite a story?
No, it's just it's gonna be a slap in the face to all the people that think their life is tough.
Oh gosh. All right, I'm ready. Should I get my cup of tea ready?
Yeah, you said your gold cup. I'm just kidding.
My gold cup. Okay, get your gold cups ready, your cup of tea. But go on, Chris, talk us from the beginning.
I'll tell you guys what happens. You guys know me on a personal level because I feel like you guys could learn not just from my successes, but from my failures and the things that I've been through. And every single successful person is because of some type of pain. That's just the way it is. There's some type of pain that was so extreme that they had no excuses and they made every way possible to get it done. So at the age of 17 years old, coming from an abusive family from 4 to 17, I was physically, mentally, spiritually abused since I was 4. I tried to kill myself 3 times, so I always went through those mental battles within myself. I never really learned how to really love myself. So what happened was I worked my butt off to get a full ride scholarship to get out of that house. Now, I don't know if there's anybody on this call here that has been through those type of situations, but you just want to get away. And so I got a full ride scholarship, a National Army ROTC scholarship for critical care nursing and minor in classical music. Now, what happened was that first semester, I ended up finding out that I was having a child with my high school sweetheart. My whole life changed. From that point on, that was actually the first time I got introduced to network marketing. So I was in college, I had no income, and I knew I was about to join the military. So I ended up joining this company called Rev Energy. No, actually ZRI. You guys know ZRI, ZRII. It's based on Dr. Deepak Chopra and Bill Farley, owner of Christian Dior and Fruit of the Loom. There was these drinks, $120 drinks, 2 bottles for $120. So I was doing that. I actually, within my first week, became in the Rising Star Academy. I got like 31 customers in a matter of a week at the age of 17 years old. So that's when I kind of like knew that I was kind of like natural at this. But I had to join the military. I had to go 100% all in. So I joined the military. I actually went to train out here in Sierra Vista in the desert. 300 people went through the course, 98 graduated. I was an interrogator in the Army. Now, I'm going to be transparent. You guys all have thick skin here, correct? Does everybody here have thick skin or do they have to walk on eggshells? Okay, thick skin, perfect. You guys are from the UK. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have thick skin. I'm scared. I'm more intimidated by you guys. No, but here's the deal. So when all that happened, while 9 months of training, because I feel that a lot of people hide the real issues of what's going on. After 9 months of training, the girl that I was married to, that I also had a kid with, was in a relationship the whole time with somebody else. So I ended up becoming a statistic. So what happened is I became a single father. While I was in the Army. So I was over here serving my country, thinking that I was doing this for a family, to find out that I became a statistic. So after that, I got straight to Texas. And as soon as I got there, this is the first thing they say: don't get comfortable. You're going to Afghanistan in 4 months. In 4 months, I was in Afghanistan on deployment for about a year as an interrogator. So this is the reason why I'm saying, if you're at home and you have a cell phone and you have a laptop, right? You have a vehicle and you have an opportunity, we could actually go to meetings on a consistent basis. You have a laptop, we could open it and use these services. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have all that. I had a lot of time for metaphysical aspect. I had a lot of time to really think about who I am and frequencies, but I was going through so much crap and I became a victim. And there's a lot of people in this business that are victims. They say this is the way it is. Bull crap. You have a cell phone and you have a laptop, you could do it. You know how many people that were homeless that are all chairmen right now? I'm not gonna tell you who they are because I'm not gonna tell you guys their story. But the whole point was I signed up in that company and I was in literally Afghanistan, going out to different people and giving them these energy sticks and saying, hey man, like it works. And you see, I became a product of the product and I did pretty good in that. And then I went to something else. I came back. You know, throughout this time frame, I did 2 deployments. After I got back, they said I was good for 2 years. After 6 months, I got into the Army boxing team, right? I got into the Army boxing team, had my first fight. They said, did you check your orders? I was like, what do you mean? They said, out of 300 people, because you did so well, we picked 6 to go back to Afghanistan. So I went back to Afghanistan for another year. So within like a year and 2 years and 6 months, I was in Afghanistan twice. Okay. During this time, I was in different network marketing companies. I did RX, then I went to Rev Energy, which is some stick company. Then from Rev Energy, I went to Wake Up Now. There's a reason why I'm telling you guys all this. Then from Wake Up Now, I went to this one called Vipassana, right? Then I ended up going from Vipassana to this company called Enagic. I'm actually 6A in Enagic. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I'm a 6A in Enagic. Okay, but that was my main focus. I don't want to do products. You know, I want people to understand a skill set. Then from that, I ended up joining Wealth Generators. And from Wealth Generators, it was trash. I started being independent, learning how to trade on my own. And then from that, I found IML. Now, the way that I found IML was simple. A buddy of mine sent me a YouTube video with this thing called, this is what he says, bro, I found this thing that scans the markets for you and tells you where to press buy and sell. This is what I said to him. That's illegal. There's no way that they have something that scans the markets for you. It's illegal, man. Don't do it. I watched the video. It was a YouTube video of Christopher Terry. And that's when I got in. I got in August of 2015. Okay. You know, I'm not like the questions, don't worry, I'm gonna make sure this is the main point though, of this whole thing was I came in as a customer in this platform, had no intention. I did about 7 to 8 different companies. Imagine if I quit. Imagine if I quit on the second company. Imagine if I quit on the 4th. I wouldn't be having this, Chairman 25, or even other accolades. You're saying I came in as a customer. Christopher Terry didn't know who I was. I came in as a customer. I was in Fort Hood, Texas, in a base with 50,000 soldiers. 50,000. And all they wanted, all they wanted to do was drink and party on the weekends. So that's how I got started. I came in as a customer, and I made about $1,300 from a sell on USD JPY off the scanner. Now my 2-week paycheck was $1,400 every 2 weeks. Now I made that in 30 minutes. Now my friends, everyone tells me to write a book. My friends, right? Here's another kicker. So I'll tell you the next shock, okay? My friend made $800 every 2 weeks. I made more than his 2-week paycheck in a matter of 30 minutes. So I came into iMarkets Live as a customer. I actually launched it with this man. You guys probably know him, Austin Godsey. You guys know who Austin Godsey is? I believe you guys know who Austin Godsey is. So Austin Godsey, I set up with Austin Godsey. We started Global Visionaries. We built to 10,000 people in about 4 months. You know, things re-separated. He went somewhere else. We focused on this. And then that's when I launched with Jason Brown, Matt Rosa, Brandon Boyd, and rebuilt everything to what it is now. Okay? Now for the last part, you guys want to know why I hit Chairman 10 and why I hit Chairman 25? This is the reason why I'm saying this, because I could sit here and give all the fluff in the world and say all this stuff. But here's the deal. I fell in love again. I finally met the girl of my dreams, right? Finally met the girl of my dreams. Then we're having a kid, okay? To find out 10 months before before Layla was born, I get a phone call saying, you need to make sure that kid is yours. So what I'm saying is going through the ups and the downs, being a single father, getting my heart broken twice, being in the Army for 6.5 years, 2 deployments, my 4 best friends died 30 days before they got home. You know what I'm saying? Coming from depression, trying to kill myself 3 times growing up, you know, doing 7 to 8 different companies, failing every single time. So for anyone that says, I burnt through my network, I did 7 to 8 companies. I now have 7,000 people on my team, okay? So do you think I burnt through my network? No, I just worked to get my network, right? So through all that experiences, all those situations, you guys probably wonder why, having humility is key. That's why. Because pain. When it gets so strong, when the pain never again moments become greater than the pain of change, that's when you become successful. So, like you said, that was how I started IML. When I first started IML was August 2016, and what I was hoping to achieve was something simple. I didn't want to build. I'm telling you guys right now, I didn't want to build. But then I realized it was stupid for me not to build. That I was bashing the things that I wasn't good at. So there's people, like I've said, if you bash trading, it's because you don't have the discipline to study. If you bash building, it's because you don't have the discipline to get better. We tend to bash the things that we're insecure about, okay? So when I came in just to learn from Christopher Terry. I started having massive profits. I get a phone call from Christopher Terry, flies me out to Vegas, asks me to be the top educator of the company, the first educator, teaching through Zoom. I said no. I said, Chris, people are going to love me for 1 week, and then they're going to hate me for the next week. I can't deal with that type of stress. Like, I love myself and I hate myself. I can't deal with other people doing that to me. And then I didn't say anything. The next day I went to have dinner with him. He said, a man who's on a mission to do this for the sake of his child is far more qualified than this person that's doing it for designer, material things, etc. He was like, you're doing this for your daughter. He goes, please do this. So I said, all right, I'm going to do it. So I went all in. 96 people on a Zoom call was my first ever London session. We now teach to 70,000 people, okay? Then I was a trader. I was making good money, right? And people kept saying this one thing to me, and it really makes me so mad. You can't even build. You're just a trader, man. That's cool. You can make all the money by yourself, but I became alone. I was making all this money by myself, but I was alone. I didn't have time. Like, my family was still like, they were working. My sister was working. My friends were working. Everybody was working. And I was just like, dude, I can't, like, it's cool to have money, but the money is not happiness, right? So then I started getting really good at trading. People started asking me questions. How did you learn? Marcus Lab, Christopher Terry. And because of that, it created a network of individuals that I was mentoring by documenting my transformation. That's all it is. This industry is making as many friends as you can, finding the problems of life and giving them the solution to it. So that was the first thing I was hoping to achieve, which is being a good customer. And then I'm now the top educator, the first ever chairman, top educator of the entire company. Want to know why? Because they said I couldn't do it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But that was question number 2, I believe.
Yeah, you're just going through all the questions, aren't you, Chris? I'm just going to take you back a little bit because you said something that really hit home for me. You were in 7-8 companies before iMarkets Live, and this was whilst you were in the army. And you said that you were on the army camps, at the base camps, selling these bits and bobs, like, because that itself would have been a struggle. Because I'm just thinking back to me being at university trying to sell network marketing, the amount of grief that I got given by students, the way they humiliated me, the way they put me down, the way they laughed at me. Surely was it not worse being in the army and trying to sell these drinks?
Oh, that's what they say. In the army, especially when you're around interrogators, they don't sugarcoat things. They say really mean stuff. Like, really mean stuff. Like, you're a piece of, like, who do you think you are? Like, just get it together. Stop being a space cadet. It's all spiritual, right? So he's doing all these things, like, and then I got to a point where it just, like, what hit me was on the point. And my daughter asked me this question. She goes, Dad, when are you coming home? I always say soon. And she goes, okay. Is it right? Okay. Then one time I said, she goes, Dad, when are you coming home? She said, this is my breaking point. She goes, Dad, you keep saying that. You said that the last time. And that's when I started to understand that I was getting to the position of where she started to conceptualize things. You know, on top of that, I don't know if you guys knew this, but before I hit Chairman 25, my youngest daughter was 1 year old, 12 pounds, dying. Seen 16 doctors. They didn't know what was wrong. They said she was about to give up on life. But the thing is, I don't put this burden on other people. I use it as fuel. And one thing I heard is when you worry, you doubt God's power. After the 17th doctor, if it wasn't for the income from network marketing and trading, my daughter wouldn't be alive today. That's just the honest truth. She wouldn't be alive today, because I had to pay for every doctor visit, every doctor. The 17th doctor, they found out what was wrong. Money doesn't create happiness. It creates opportunities that allow happiness. So I dealt with a lot of rejection, but the fear of my daughter having to live the life that I did was far greater than the fear of rejection. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we are blessed to be in what we're in right now. If people say no to you, it shouldn't even faze you at all. You should be like, and don't retaliate, because never burn a bridge, because you never know if you need to cross it. Just be like, okay, and on to the next. Because someone that says no to the biggest financial market in the world, someone that says no to a digital company, someone that says no where you literally are sitting on a laptop and you could be in your boxers, in your bed, in your pajamas, whatever it may be. You could do whatever. No one could see you, okay? Why do you think I made sure I don't have a video on London session? Because I want to be comfortable teaching. You know what I'm saying? So who says no to that? Or just saying no to anything in life. It's just the honest truth. So yeah, I dealt with all those rejections, 100%.
I'm still trying to imagine you as an interrogator in the army. I don't know if anyone else is trying.
I was really, you guys weren't enough lights at all. Well, you guys could see a little of my interrogations and my bluntness, here and there, probably on London sessions or on videos. You're like, dude, this dude's kind of direct. So imagine when I had no filter. You know what I'm saying? I can tell if a person's going to be successful from the first 60 seconds, from the way that they look, if they're looking down, unconfident in themselves, or more importantly, they're not asking questions. A person that wants success keeps asking questions about growth. That's how you know that person's going to be successful. They'll be like, so what books do you read? What audios do you listen to? What's your daily routines? You know what I'm saying? They keep asking questions. The other ones are the ones you have to keep pitching and motivating all of them. I think we're on number 3, correct?
Yeah, number 3. If you could, Chris, just talk us through what you had to do, when you were learning how to trace. I think you said that was wealth generators, right? Where you learned the basics, and then you really learned mainly from Chris Terry and IML.
Wealth generators didn't give me crap except lost money.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was bad. But you guys went on my schedule while I was in the army and becoming successful. Because my schedule right now would not be feasible for you guys. It would not be relatable, if that makes sense. I'm a full-time at this. You know what I'm saying? I'm a full-time at doing this stuff now. I'm going to give you the schedule of what I had when I was in the army. So that way I could change it. Because if you look, this is my schedule right now. Wake up, I look at this. It says, your loved ones depend on you. You got this. Try waking up to that and going back to sleep, right? And then I have my whole routine here in this book. First thing I do is I drink water. I go outside to get light, and I get movement. I do breathing, cold shower techniques. Now I do the sauna, everything, and I pray during hygiene. I eat nutrient-filled foods. I do personal development for 30 minutes. I do audio and reading. Okay, if whoever wants this, I'll take a picture and send it to you guys. 30 minutes audio and reading, but there's a reason. I'm writing notes the whole time I'm doing it. I'm not by my phone. I'm just writing notes. I meditate for 15 minutes. I clock in for 3 hours of building relationships. Conversation, invitation, presentation, follow-up. I eat, I pray. I eat, I pray, and I meditate. Okay. For about eat, pray, meditate. Then I go to the gym. Okay. On my rest days, I do stretch and cardio. I do a post-shake meal. I clock in for another 3 hours. You hear this? A Chairman 25 clocks in for 6 hours building relationships. Isn't that wild? That's wild, right? But people will only do 20% of what you do and 80% of what you do wrong, right? So social media posts. But Chris, I don't have anything for my social media. What? Didn't you do personal development this morning and write notes? I think about doing that for 7 days. You have a surplus of things to put on your posts, right? People don't have stuff for their stuff all the time. Who here sees my late night rants? I do an intro to trading calls. I do personal development, 30 minutes reading, and then pray and meditate. And I have my affirmation. It says, everything is yours. Your family lives in abundance. Everything you say happens. I am an 8-figure trader. I am a chairman. I'm gonna scratch this out because it says 500. I am a chairman 1,000. Okay. Now that is for people like the chairman's here. Okay. For people that are like full time at this, 5,000, whatever it may be. Now I'm gonna tell you my schedule in the Army. Now the reason why I'm saying this is who here works, part time, full time, goes to the uni. I like to say it because like you guys are from the UK, so I can say uni. I know this sounds weird. I was thinking about taking a class on getting like a UK accent because maybe people will take me more seriously. For some reason, you guys could say the most brutally honest, like really nasty things, but it sounds so classy. You know, like, you could curse someone in the most classy way. You know, this is true. You say all the most.
Does that mean I'm allowed to curse you on this call because I have an English accent?
Say it, and I'll just be like this the whole time. Like, just keep going.
You'll just be smiling, and I'll be saying horrible things to you and have a big smile on your face.
Yeah, I'll just be like, okay, like I'm just learning how to say it in your guys' accent, right? But no, what I'm saying is that this is for that schedule. Now, I'm gonna tell you what it was like in the Army. So whoever is going through this right now, part-time, full-time uni, freaking part-time, full-time job, parenting, whatever it be, because I know there's people on this call that are just wondering, like, Chris, I can't. It's just difficult. It's just time. I don't have enough time. Like, it's just difficult. It's just time. Well, here's the number one thing. Stop watching Instagram stories, okay? Stop watching. Instead of watching posts, make posts, right? That's the whole point in the first place. I just cut you about a couple hours. This is what I would do in the morning. 6:30 in the morning, I would have PT, which is like physical fitness in the Army. I would wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I would take my phone, okay? I'll take my phone and I would put it on a speaker that was far away from me. So I had to walk out of my bed to turn it off, okay? Like I had to like start moving to turn it off. If not, it was like, rah, rah. So I was learning how to do these things to force myself into these habits. 4:30 in the morning, I'd do that. I'd go drink some water and I'd go outside and I'd sprint. I know it sounds psychotic, right? But everybody thought Kobe Bryant was crazy, but he's one of the GOATs of all time, right? So greatest of all time, that doesn't make sense. Anyways, I say GOATs of all time. But 4:30, I'll go sprint. And by the time I come back, I'm listening, I'm using, that time. Alex Morton said the first 20 minutes that you wake up is when your subconscious mind is the most vulnerable. Now, how many of you guys, as soon as you wake up, you look at Instagram and then this is what starts? Envy, resentment, not for someone else, but for yourself. I can't do that. That person's in shape. Wow, she's so pretty. She has a life. Wow, he has a life. He has an Aventador. You start comparing, so you still don't wake up in a place of gratitude. I wake up and being in a negative environment in the Army, I was preparing myself. I was listening to Bob Proctor while I was meal prepping. Just Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, all those key individuals, just listening to it. And then I would drive. Now this is gonna trip you guys out. I would drive 25 minutes to go to work. And there's this part after you pass the gate, and there's about like a 10-minute drive of like this hill. And you go back, you go into the actual base, right? On that hill, I used to, in my 95 Honda Civic, stick shift, by the way, 95 Honda Civic, I used to listen to all this personal and spiritual, high frequency music. And I used to picture the dashboard as people. I used to picture the dashboard as thousands of people screaming my name. And at that time, I used to stutter. I couldn't look at people in the eye. Like I was horrible at this industry. But I would just pretend, and I'd roll down the windows, and I'd scream out, I'm a legend. Like I'll say all these things. Why did I do it there? Because no one could hear there. No one could hear that. I didn't feel embarrassed to do it. And then I'll get to work. 6:30, run. Do everything I need to do. 7:30 to 9 o'clock, they would go home and go eat. They would all hang out. No, what I did was I didn't even shower. I would change, and I would literally do my affirmations and eat my breakfast, do my affirmations and meditation in the car. So 9 o'clock, I'll get to work. I already had a different mentality from everybody else. They wanted me to stay in because they're like, dude, this dude is like on point. As soon as I get to work, I said, the faster we do everything, the faster we get off. I don't care if we skip lunch. I started this trend of getting everyone to do massive output over an extended period of time just so I could focus on my dreams and goals. So for anyone that's at work, for anyone that's in college, the more you complain about it, they're actually putting a hindrance to your success. The more you understand it, the more you're aware of it and understand it needs to be done, you put it into your schedule to knock it out, and you don't complain, and you have time for everything else. Make sense? Have you ever seen people in university that just for some reason had all their assignments done and they had all the free time in the world? Those are the people that the moment they get their syllabus and their assignments, they do it for the next 3 days and they lock themselves in. And then you're like, how are they at their party? How are they at this festival? How are they at this? But they have 4.0 student. Like, it's wild. It's all about time and energy focus, you know? So what happens is lunchtime happens. Right before lunch, I eat my meal. I prepped it, right? At lunch, while everyone's going out eating fast food, I'm in the gym for an hour and 30 minutes. I come back, go back to work. I try to get off early, but if I don't, by the time I get off, it's anywhere from 5 to 7. If we get off early, it's 3. 5 o'clock, 5:30, go home. This is what I do. I literally, throughout the whole day, while the whole day was happening, I was starting conversations and replying to old ones. And I was inviting people the whole day. I was able to be by my phone to invite people to calls for that night. So I would do like an intro to trading call that night. But I'm over here making new conversations and replying to old ones. I made a quota. I just talked to 250 to 300 people a day. Chris, that's crazy. Well, guess what? I didn't hit it all the time, but that's what I was going for. You see the work ethic that this takes? It was just focus. It didn't stop. So then I re-followed up with all these people. I would do the calls with my team, see how everybody's doing, right? By around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I start marking up charts. You guys hear the music that I play when I start London sessions? I will put my headphones on, okay? And I will literally sit there in the corner, like literally on the laptop. This is the reason why my ex broke up with me. This is why my relationship didn't work. I'll just put in headphones and I'll just, Chris, you can't deposit dreams into the bank account. Where's the money? You're not even spending time with me. What's going on? I was like, you have no idea that I think 5 years from now. Because if anyone gets in the way of me taking care of my daughter, you're not the girl for me. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Okay? I'll sit there from like 8 o'clock and I'll go through every single currency pair. I'll start from the beginning, scroll back, and then draw everything up. And then prepare for that night. That's what I would do. And then I'd had friends over and we'd have monsters and energy drinks. And we'd be like, drinking that and staying up and then like trading and making profits and stuff or losing profits, whatever night it was, right? And then by the time we're done, it was 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes, sometimes I only slept for an hour. Yes, sometimes I only slept for 2 hours. I'm not saying for you to do that, but with a schedule, you don't have the schedule that was in the Army, okay? If you do, I apologize, but at least there's someone else that did it. They could do it. But what I was doing is instead of separating work, okay, with personal life and gym, everything's all together. And the moment you realize that it's all together, it's not separated, life becomes more enjoyable, okay? Because you start to be aware of it. Because when you change the interpretation of reality, it changes the experience of it. So that's what I did every single day. Until. I did every single day. Until. My mentors kept saying until, and I used to get mad. I used to get pissed off. Easy for you to say, you're a 6-figure earner. Until. I used to get so mad. What's crazy is we hate in people what we hide in ourselves. So we're envious and we hate those people, but we envy their results. We envy their life, okay? The reason why I wanted to be real and transparent with you guys to start off these calls, if we're going to be doing this on a consistent basis, is that you need to know the truth behind success. I don't know what the conception is of people. I don't know what you guys thought of me or thought of other people that have success. That it's just like, yep, just walk into it. We're here. Hey, what's up, Chris? We have a relationship now out of nowhere. We're just friends. Yeah, dude, just pick me. I'm the top educator. Like some American Idol stuff. They put us in rooms and chose you. No, it wasn't that. It's that when you do everything in silence without worrying about being praised in public is when you become praised in public. The reason why I say that is because if you guys were at the event, my room was sold out the day that it got dropped. And I never once went on Instagram to promote it. I never once went on Facebook to promote it. I never went on Snapchat to promote it. I didn't tell my teams, nothing. I didn't even know it when I was speaking, to be honest. But it's when you do things with the authenticity, and if you have too much time to think about what's not happening, that means you're not moving. So if you're feeling depressed, If you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling worried, if you're feeling all these things, it's like when you go through a breakup, right? Who here has been through a serious breakup where you're like throwing up, crying? Don't tell me I'm the only one that went through that. Please don't, because that's embarrassing. I'm talking about like crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's been through that. Okay, I'm gonna be like, no, wow. Whoever says nah is the one that did it to other people. Okay, well, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna manifest it for you. It's a learning process. But here's what happens: you go through a breakup. Okay, you go through a breakup when you're with your friends and you're with your family and you're doing things and you're staying productive. You're on top of the world. You're probably saying stuff like, "I didn't like her anyways," and your friend's like, "Yeah, we didn't like her," or vice versa. It's like, "He wasn't good for you," like, and you're like, "Yeah, he wasn't," right? But what happens the moment you're by yourself sitting in your bed? What happens when you're driving by yourself and a song comes on that just triggers it? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times, like, what happens when you're sitting there just thinking? Now, the idle mind is the devil's playground. Does that make sense? The idle mind is the devil's playground because now you have too much time to think about what isn't happening and the failures of what happened before, and get so caught up in those things that you're not here. So what's the best way to actually remove all that? Action, exhilaration, okay? I have a little secret for you guys at the end if we have time. I don't know if you guys are like bored already and stuff, so making fun of me and my breakups and everything. So it's cool. I'm just kidding. Awesome. Does that help? Does that make sense for the schedule aspect? I'm going in detail. I'm not going to give you guys a typical, marketing stuff of like blocking your schedule. No, I'm telling the truth. Okay? And I think that's the reason why I have one of the highest retentions in this entire business. It's not about getting a bunch of people in. It's about keeping people as a family all together, right? It's not about what traffic. It's about what happens after you get the traffic, right? Everyone thinks that don't ever give certain time to certain individuals, but guess what? How are you supposed to know if you don't plant all the seeds in the first place? I can't judge you. I don't know if you're going to have success. I don't know if you are going to have massive success, but at least I know deep down in my heart that I gave it, and you either use it or you don't. But at least I can't be like, he can't be like, well, he didn't try or he didn't give me. We did. Okay. That was my schedule. What was the next one?
Chris, can you touch on number 5 quickly? If you just tell us about your IML TV sessions and what you cover, because Chris, there are people on this call who some of them haven't even started iMarkets Live. They're not even part of our family, so you can just cover that and what you cover on your sessions.
I'll tell you exactly why.
That's exactly what you cover on your sessions. That sound right there.
Yeah, exactly, right? I time it right on time. Okay, but no, IML TV. Why was it created in the first place? In order for us to understand the use of it, we have to understand why it was created. Okay. Would you not say work with the willing? What do you mean? Always work with the willing. All right. So, IML TV was created because of this. We wanted to create something where people at any given time, no matter what, whether morning shifts, mid shifts, swing shifts, night shifts, whatever it may be, that the single mom, the single father, whatever it may be, has the ability to go on at any given time. That makes sense? Like someone that's working at night shift can come on. Now, here's the reason why I get so upset when it comes about this topic, okay? The reason why I get so upset is when people tell me I'm not making any money, all right? I'm going to give you guys an example here. This chat here is the Pip Talk educators, which we're going to break down. But these are all people that are educators, and they're all making money from each other. Literally. Look at this. You guys know Losado and Stevenson, Linzor, all these people, they're all talking about it. And then they're like, Kevin, what's your take on GJ? It's going to drop. He's like, well, I'm already up $1,000, okay? And he goes, I already caked it on the sale, potentially another 50 pips. This is my next target. And this is what he says, yeah, man. He goes, this is what Losado said, how can people not make money in trading? I tell them all the time, I make so much money off the educators. Laugh out loud. Use your products, people. Seriously. So the reason why I say this is because how many counts have I blew? More than I could count. I lost 20,000 in less than 15 minutes. Who would still continue to go on? Yes, for 2 or 3 hours, I had the lights off and I was sitting in the couch and my roommate walked in and he turned on the light. And yes, there was tears in my eyes. And he's like, what's wrong? I was like, leave me alone. You know, like, he's like, are you all right? Just get out. Leave me alone. I lost 20,000 in 15 minutes. Of course, I'm going to be like freaking out. This is how I knew that I was meant for trading. 2 hours later, I was marking up charts because I realized, I said, wait a minute. If I lost that 15 minutes, I could have made that in 15 minutes. I was like, that's wild. And so like I told him before I was marking up charts, I was like, I'm never going in trading again. It's stupid. It doesn't work. 2 hours later, he comes outside. I was like, yo, did you look at USD CAD? He's like, dude, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. But what I'm saying is that for my session, because I can speak on my sessions and other sessions that I've seen too as well, we're literally, for anyone that says, I'm not having any success, what do you mean? You literally have a professional educator getting on. I give you 3 to 9 chart markups every single night. I literally draw it up. I draw the primary setup and the secondary setup. And then I take these things called yellow circles and I put it into the area that says, wait for price to enter there. If it retests, press sell. If it retests, press buy. Do you understand how I didn't have all that when I started trading? You're saying, so you coming on there, you having, from even just my sessions alone, 3 to 9 different trade setups. Even if you don't want to like watch it, just wait. Just log in at the end and get all the links. You have all the trading view links. That way you could have it in your phone. You could have it literally on your computer and you click it and it shows the picture. And then you draw your charts up to like that. And you keep doing it until it starts to click. For everyone that's trying to trade on your own right now, you will fail over and over and over again. But the whole point of this is the fact that I realized in order to be a good student, you have to be a good teacher. I never understood that. Christopher Terry told me that. I was like, you got it backwards. He goes, no, listen to me. Have you made millions? I was like, all right, dude, chill. He said, in order to be a good student, you have to be a good teacher. Because now I understand how to learn better by the way that I'm teaching. I'm starting to think in perspective of how would I learn better? What do I want to look for? What would make sense? So if I'm giving you the trade setups and I'm drawing it and I'm drawing the lines out too, and we play this game called follow the lines, okay? And even if you want to do this thing where you could like mark up your charts, so like, okay, let me see if my charts match up with Chris's today. That's it. That's what I would do. I'd be like, yeah, that's what I always wanted for mentors. I'd be like, Chris, this is my setup. What does it look like? He's like, what does it look like to you? Come on, man. And then he showed me his setup. I was like, all right, cool. Matched it. That's all I needed. It's not even the fact of getting the trade. It's the fact of giving yourself the validation that you're right. What was your biggest weakness and how did you overcome it? My biggest weakness was I have no weakness. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, my biggest weakness was over leveraging. I was really good at flipping and always good at that. So now my main goal is to do $100,000, putting it into a regulated broker account and setting it up, connecting it so that way you guys could be able to track it. I'm not going to give it to you guys, but I'll give it to you like 7 months later, like my FX book and everything. And then to see the percentage of 2 to 3% over time, right? The whole main point is that if you catch 1,000 pips a month with 2 to 3%, risking 2 to 3%, minimum 1,000 pips a month, that means every month you're doubling your account. Okay? Now I want you to think about like this. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. What is your account after 1 month? If you start with $100, okay? Second month, third month, fourth month, fifth month, sixth month. So you're risking 2 to 3%. That means for every $100, you're risking $2 to $3 to gain 5 to 10. Okay, starting with $100, just $100. So this is 6 months, 3,200. Now, would you be scared if you're taking a trade and it's like in drawdown and you have $1,000 in your account and it's negative 10 to 15 bucks? Would you be like, oh my goodness, I'm negative $15? I'd look at you like, dude, chill out, relax. Jeez, I'll give you $15, right? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be freaking out. That's the whole point of trading. It's supposed to be stress-free. It's supposed to be emotionless. It's supposed to be logical. It's supposed to be just mathematical. That's it. 6 month, right? 7th month, 8th month, 9th month, 10th month, 11th month, 12th month. Now imagine if you're just a horrible trader. Just a horrible trader. Like, you're just trash, right? Just garbage. Imagine if you got a quarter of that. Dude, I'm doing a call right now. All right, I'll call you back. I'll call you right back. All right. But think about that. Imagine if you're just garbage. What if you got half of that? What if you're really garbage? What if you got half of that? Would you still be upset? No, because now you have that in your brokerage account. Like, now you can be able to take different types of lot sizes. Now, if people have been trading for more than like a year or 2 years, and you've been blowing accounts, making good money, and then blowing accounts, making good money, imagine if you just stuck consistent for that year, and you're just like, dude, wow, dude. How many times have you took trades that it stopped you out before it actually went into the direction? That's the whole reason in the first place. So the whole main point is there's no reason why anybody should be trading on their own in the beginning. Who are you to think that you could do that? And the reason why I say that is because I knew that even for me trading, that I'd rather be able to learn from people that already know what they're doing. Like, it would be arrogant of me and cocky of me and prideful of me to say, I have a better way. Dude, this involves money. It doesn't involve like other stuff. Like, this involves money that, like, if you're working a job right now, like, it means a lot to you. Okay. Like, you don't, who here has $20,000? They just be like, oh, it's gone. It's just whatever. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not like that, let's talk. I'm just kidding. Like, but the whole main point is the fact, like, we don't have that type of, you can't play around with this game like that in the beginning. You can't. But once you start to get to that point, that's when everything changes. Does that make sense? Use the services. Now, people ask me, how did I, do you guys know who's on my team? You guys want to know who's on my team? Okay, I'll give you an example. The Trade House is on my team. Trade House is Chairman 10's traders. Mike Miles, all those guys. Huh, that's crazy, right? Who else? I have John Guaman. I have Emery and Darwin. Right, Emery and Darwin, they're crazy, they're funny, right? I have Gustavo. What does Gustavo do? He's a Plot 5000. He's also what? A swipe trader, right? I have Justin Saini. You guys know Justin Saini? Starboy. He's a Chairman 10, but he's also a swipe trader. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you see, like, what's going on here? Like, do you see, like, dang, he has all these people that are like top traders and top chairmen and top leaders. And it was all because of what? Ask them where they learned from. Ask every single one of them where they learned from. The London. That's where they learn from. They learn from the education that's being provided. That was just the main point in the first place. So if you're not using it, I have a checklist, and maybe this will help you guys too as well. I give a deadline to somebody that comes in. And I asked them these two things. I said, are you a trader, are you a builder, or are you both? They said, I'm a trader. Perfect. I had them go through this checklist. Within that checklist, they have their demo, their live account, basics 1 through 4, technical analysis done, and they pick 2 or 3 traders that they follow on IML TV, and they make their Power 30 list. That's it. They have 2 days. Now, I want you to think about somebody brand new that's coming into this. They have all their stuff being set up, right? They're going through basics 1 through 4, terminology and the lingo. They're going through technical analysis, know how to draw. By the time they see you again to go over their list of 30 to get their free subscription, they're already talking about zones. They're already talking about support and resistance. Like, yeah, so I drew up these charts. You know how shocked I was when I started implementing this? I'd have brand new people come in, get 30 people set up, send the checklist within 2 days. All of them are talking about trading. All of them are talking about, like, wow, did you see the session last night? Did you see Stephen Linsor's session last night? Or did you see Mike Miles' session last night? The whole main point is this. If you're building this thing, this is an engaging business. You want them engaged into the platform. Who here got people in and they just fell out because they weren't engaged into it whatsoever? I have, okay? So utilize that, utilize it. Not just for the sake of you, but for the people that you bring in. It's never about you. It's always about the people that you bring in, because the leader of one is the leader of many. Does that make sense? IMO Academy, IMO TV. IMO Academy, IMO TV. I know that sounds so boring, but not progressing is also boring. Actually, it's not boring. It's actually more exhilarating, but it's failure. I don't want to experience that over and over again. Use it. Like rip off the Band-Aid. That's all it is. Eat the frog first, whatever you want to call it. You'll feel a lot better. For all the builders that are out there, you watch those, you'll have more confidence in speaking about it. So it's like, oh, so what do you do? It's like, oh, well, I'm just marking up my zones and everything. Well, what do you mean? Well, I don't have that much time to talk about right now. I'm busy, but I'll see what I could do. That's how I get people in. That's literally how I got people into this business so heavy. Well, what do you do? I don't have time to talk about it right now. But I'll see if I hook you with a favor. That's it. The moment I say intro to trading overview, they're all interested. Okay, I'm gonna rush on this. Oh, so instead of asking your leaders to teach you how to trade, that's the biggest mistake. The biggest mistake is de-edifying the company and the services and edifying someone that's been trading for 2-3 months. It doesn't work. When you build a foundation built on just money and quick money, it's building a foundation on a house of cards. As fast as you build it up is as fast as you build it down, or even one little blow will get the whole cards to fall down. Who here has had that experience before? Who here has seen traders that all of a sudden come in 2 or 3 months, a little bit of profit, and then try doing their own thing? It doesn't work that way. Now, I edify the services and the educational platform more than I edify the leaders. I still edify the leaders no matter what. But I edify the crap, because if you really put this down on a piece of paper, all the services of iMarkets Live, if you put that down on a piece of paper and give it to a multimillionaire and said, this is what we have, they'll be like, wow, outstanding. That is phenomenal. You guys have these algorithms and these things that scans currency pairs. You guys have a whole academy, like modules. You guys have live education with analysis from live traders. You guys have trades being sent out from professional traders so you can just copy and paste it. You know what I'm saying? Like we have a whole pip talk, thing that has access to all the educators so you can see the updates of all their stuff. This is an amazing educational platform. That is powerful. When I edified and built the business based off that, do you understand how many people came in with the right intentions? I made the mistake of being like, people came in for the sake of Jason Brown being a Chairman 500. They're like, oh, that's so amazing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, before I answer the next question, tips on how to manage emotions when trading. Simple. You guys ready? How do you manage emotions when trading? There's this thing called Google. I'm not trying to be an asshole, okay? And YouTube, all right? When I was depressed, I researched videos on how to be happy. So if you want to understand emotions, why not get books about emotional intelligence? Why not get books on better ways to think? You know what I'm saying? I'll give an example, all right? You guys are getting value from this, right? Okay, cool. Let me give you an example. We're going to go a random page, okay? A random page. I'm like picking a page. That's good. All right. Stop for a moment and reflect on your thought life. What type of deposits do you usually make? Science simply confirms that scripture has been saying all along, we are shaped in large part by our thoughts, okay? What kind of performance would your car deliver if every morning you left for work and scooped up a handful of dirt and put it in your crankcase? The fine-tuned engine would soon be coughing and sputtering. The same is true about your life. Thoughts about yourself and attitudes towards others that are narrow, destructive, and abrasive produce wear and tear on your mental motor. They send you off the road while others drive past. What was the point of that? I just picked up a book and read literally less than 10 seconds of it, and that just gave you more nuggets than thinking about your emotional intelligence, thinking about how bad things are, thinking about, like, literally just read a freaking book. That's just the way it is. And when I wanted to learn about time management, I got that book, Own Your Day, Own Your Life. When I want to read about leadership, the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. When I want to learn about habits, high performance habits. If I want to learn, for me, spiritual, I just read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? If I want to learn about how to 10 everything, there's this book called the 10X Rule, right? If I want to learn about people's, histories of things, there's this book called The Tribe of Mentors, okay? When I want to learn about vibrations and frequency, The Secret, all that stuff is there. It's all there for us to help. So that helps with that. So does that make sense, though, on utilizing the actual thing? Edify the company. Now, and this is going to give you less of a headache. You want to know why? If you build this based off leadership, off a leader, it will never last. If you build it off a system, it will always last. If it's system dependent, amazing. Leadership dependent, what happens when that leader has like, imagine like me. My daughter was going through some emotional stuff or some physical stuff, and I was going through emotional pain. How hard was it for, good thing I'm good with my emotions. Imagine if I wasn't. 3 weeks of depression. How well would I have been able to conduct business if I was depressed? But how well would I have been able to conduct business if I was depressed, but I had a system and a checklist that was in place? Engaging. So you want to be able to get your customers in and they're logging on. I think the problem is the first 24 hours. We feel like it's a burden to tell these people this information. No, we set the standard from the beginning. That's it. Because it's better to set the standard from the beginning than try to implement the standard 3 weeks later because you lost your credibility. Oh, why weren't you going on MLTV? Why weren't you going on MLCAP? That's normal. We all go through that. But if we tell them from the beginning, if they don't go through it, now it's not even on you anymore. Okay? Awesome. And guys, I'm doing minimum 500 to 1,000 pips a week, by the way. And that's four weeks out of the month. I don't know why I had to tell you that, but whatever. All right, let me just go. Traders, it's the style technique. Sorry if I talk a lot. Like I literally get lost in like this stuff. My whole team knows it. Like we were supposed to do a call for like 30 minutes and then we end up doing a call for 2 hours. But that's, I think that's the reason why we develop so many leaders, you know, it's because we just keep pouring and pouring and pouring. So every trader develops their own style technique. How did I develop my own style and what helped me? So when I developed my own style was simple. It wasn't even my own style. I want you to think about life in general of how everything is. The way that you speak is based off the average of the 5 to 10 things that you're listening to. That's just the way that it is. So the way you trade is based off the people that you listen to. Okay. And when I first heard about Christopher Terry, he said one thing to me that changed everything. Let me see if I have it here, right? He said one thing to me that changed everything. Is it cool if I share my screen for my charts? Is that cool?
Yeah, Chris, just give me a second. I'm going to have to give you access. 2 seconds. Okay, try now.
Okay, cool. Should I share my search history? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No one got that, but whatever. All right, check it. Christopher Terry said one thing to me that hit the most. He said that, you guys see how many pips this is, right? Even just from here to here, that's like 126 pips within 24-hour time frame. That's pretty good. But he said something to me that hit the most. He said, it will always make a move. It will correct and make the real move. It will correct and make the real move. So he always told me that it breaking out, let everyone else get trapped in that. The pullback is how he made his money. And that's all he had to say. That's all he had to say. I was like, what? What do you mean? Like, I literally watched him because he used to teach in the London sessions. And so I'll give an example. When he was explaining something like this, there's an area of resistance. He said, I'll break it. What most people do is they'll start buying it automatically. They're like, oh, it's breaking the resistance. But what really happens is the psychological aspect. Are you willing to wait and be patient and watch this come all the way down like it's dropping? Who here would sell when it looks like it's dropping? That's the reason a lot of people don't have success, because they don't want to understand the basic technicals behind it. This is dropping. To most people, they will think that it's going to be a sell. But we all know that it's retesting a ceiling as a floor, and you bought it. And how easy was that entry? Super easy. Broke the ceiling, tested floor. After I saw that is when I start to have massive success, because he made it more simple. So my style of trading isn't even my style of trading. It's just based off the basics that I learned from baby pips and learning how to draw a zone, learning how to draw resistance, learning that from Christopher Terry, but most importantly, drawing. Like, make it fun. Whatever type of music you listen to, just put on your headphones and sit there and draw. And the way I say draw is literally draw, circle all the areas that were the best trade setups. I literally have someone so fired up in this business that he's on Craigslist right now, hitting everybody up. Crazy. But anyways, draw up every single place that were the best entries and then draw out why. And that's how I got good. And I'll do that consistently. I put music on and I'd be fired up and doing it. Okay. So we pretty much did IML TV, 6 and 7. Advice to give.
I think, Chris, you've answered pretty much because you've kind of mixed all the answers with the questions. Could you just, if you could look at if you could do number 6 and 7 together, so, what advice would you give to the traders on the corner, the networkers, and also, I mean, because Chris, we've got 14 weeks till the end of 2018.
Yes.
So any tips, any advice for the traders and networkers, how we can really finish this year with a bang?
I'm gonna do 6 and 7. I'm also gonna promote what's being launched tomorrow, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so gosh, you guys' accents are so cool. Oh my goodness. All right, so 6. What advice do you give to all the traders?
Chris, I need to do a call with you more often because no one ever compliments the English accent that much. I think everyone's just used to us.
I know, right? You guys want someone to boost your guys' egos and morale.
Yeah, every week you do a call with me so you can just boost my ego every week.
Exactly. Everyone on the call is gonna be like, I'm so glad to be from the UK. Just kidding. But who here is all traders? Like, I'm just curious, like traders, both traders, whatever it may be, you know what I'm saying? I think it's so attractive on the fact that we could sit here and have a laptop and a cell phone and be able to produce money. That was the prideful part of me, is that I could sit there and print money from my computer and my laptop, my cell phone, and also be able to build the business too as well. So the advice I could give to all the traders is your disciplines. Like, number one thing is, it's not just marking up charts, okay? If you're a negative person, you're gonna get negative results. So you have to work in this, and I broke it down into these categories. You have to make sure that you're doing 2 to 3 tasks in every single one of these categories. What it does is it primes you to be able to go onto the charts at a very positive mindset, okay? So mentality, make sure that you're feeding your mind with personal development, right? Spirituality, making sure that you're becoming spiritually full, right? With whatever you believe in. I don't know, whatever you believe in, just go 100% in it, okay? That you're meditating, do all these key things. The physicality aspect. What would you recommend to dropping a lot of information to the person to get the perfect? That'll be for number 7. I'll hold that. So the physicality aspect. I'm not saying to go lift and do lift weights and all that type of stuff. Go walk. Like, endorphins being released creates creativity. Like, it helps. Also to sleep. What if you're an atheist? Then meditate. Meditate that has nothing to do with a higher power. If you just want to use it to just be present in the moment. Okay. So I'm seeing all these questions. What part was they saying? Physical, spiritual, the emotional aspect. Just doing all these things will prime you on it. Does it make sense? So you have to make sure that you're doing all type of stuff. So everyone thinks like, yo, Chris, I'm weird here. I live 5 minutes away from the party town where all the people buy bottles and everything. I don't go out. People have been shaking my hand here for some reason. I live in the second richest apartment complex here, but they see me just meditating, doing all these things, visualizing all type of stuff. It's key. I'm going to give you guys a tip on this to help with your trading stuff, because a lot of you guys think that it's just the technical side of things, but it's the metaphysical aspect. One thing that I've learned is that everything that you think occupies real estate. Okay. I want you, like, your frequencies of your mind, right, will actually be released and create mass. I don't know if you guys knew this, but it creates mass. So when you start thinking with the intention that something is already done, it starts to create this mass. But then when you contradict yourself, it gets smaller again. Make sense? So you can never really get things to manifest because what you're saying isn't in line with what you're acting and feeling. So it's coming from a toxic root. So you're being a hypocrite, okay? What happens is when you have so much intention and so much mass, if heavy falls into your reality. Does that make sense? It becomes so heavy that it falls into your reality. So you have to sit there and say, I'm a legend in Forex. I'm a legend in trading. But in order for you to manifest these situations. Now, I want you to be ready for this, though, because when legendary manifestations will also call for legendary failures, because the failures and the conflict is what's necessary for growth. They don't talk about that in The Secret. They said, think, feel, believe, receive. But they don't talk about that circumstances are going to happen. Negative people are going to be, you're going to blow an account. You're going to have to go like, why did I blow an account? To teach me patience or to teach me not to over leverage. Like people always think that things are happening to us. It's happening for us when you change the perspective of it. So the metaphysical aspect, always do not ever, 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 ever trade when you're from an argument, when you're in a negative mindset. Don't ever do it. Don't prevent none of it. Just don't. That's the biggest tip that I could give for all the traders, because if you guys want to learn how to trade and stuff, go on the sessions. That's what I don't understand. Just go onto the sessions. It's there. I don't have time for it. Then you don't have time for your future then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't make it. Well, there's recordings. Like, it's all there. If you really think about how much money would you be making trading if you really wanted to make money trading? And what rank would you really be if you wanted to really be that rank? Okay? For a lot of you guys have more intention in chasing the opposite sex than you have chasing your goals. You have more intention, like, I have to get that girl. I have to have that guy. And you are talking about your own manifestations for your future. Isn't that crazy? You have more intent of that festival, getting excited, having exhilaration, like, freaking Ultra Music Festival is coming up in like 3 months. You have more excitement for that than your 90-day sprint. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy, right? So that's the best tip that I could give for the traders, is understanding the metaphysical aspect and everything. Now, what advice to give to the networkers on this call? Okay, learning how to trade, results, bring people, etc. Here's the thing. This is going to trip you out. Who here thinks that results brings people? Just be honest. Like you say, like, results bring people, yeah? Or thinks that way. Results bring people. This is going to mess up your mind so much. You want to know what brings people? And I'm going to type it into the chat. I'm going to say it. Humility. Is that privately? Dang it.
You sent it to me privately.
Okay, but anyways, humility.
At least I saw it, Chris.
Humility. You do not need to be an expert in this platform. Okay, first off, before we even say this again, do not have any beef. Stop the beef. If someone's an amazing trader, celebrate their success. If someone's good at networking, celebrate their success. Just because someone is good at something and bad at something, don't cut them down. If you build with a whole culture of everybody all together building each other up, do you know what happens? It's called divine acceleration, when everyone's on the same frequencies, on the same empowering mentality. It just builds everybody up. It has more intention because everybody understands that some people are really good at talking to people and caring about people, and some people hate people, but they're good at charts. Doesn't matter. Love them anyways. If you're hating, remember, every time that you hate, you're showing your insecurities. I'm going to say it again. Every time that you hate and bash and judge, you're bashing, hating, and judging your own insecurities. So what happens is, whatever you say, whatever you judge, you're revealing your own heart. You can tell what's in a person's heart by the first 5 minutes of speaking to someone, okay? So what I'm saying is this, humility. I tell people all the time when we're doing the whole call, I said 600 a month. That means 12 subscribers connected to you. Not because you're an expert trader, because you have humility, because you said, I'm not good, but I'm learning. I just started. You can learn with me. What you build with honesty and intention and true integrity is when everything starts to change. How much money are you making from it? I'm not. I'm in a trading. Like, I'm still a student. I'm a student. You can learn with me. I'm not trying to get you. You don't have to do this with me. I'm saying you can learn with me. Well, how much? I'll wait till you make money. Okay, that's fine. But I'm that type of person that likes to do things now and to figure it out now. So when I have success, don't get mad that you're going to have to take the same amount of time that it took for me to become successful. That's the way it is. Humility. Do you understand how much people could hit Plat 600 and Plat 1000 from just humility? So what do? I don't really know too much. I'd rather get you to somebody that's more credible. Well, what do you mean? Like I said, I don't want you going by what I say. I want you going by what you see. What do you mean? Like, let me just ask you one question. You guys already know this invite. In the past 3 to 5 years, how much money have you made from the money that's sitting in your bank account? Well, I don't really know. What does it mean? Always repeat the question again. They keep saying, well, listen to me. Posture. The past 3 to 5 years, how much money have you made from the money that's in your bank account? Not that much. Why? If there is a way where I can show you, we can multiply your money, which would be open to. Everyone knows that David need to invite. But here's the thing that you have to have with that posture. Well, what do you mean? Like, I'm asking you, I'm literally heading into a meeting as you speak. In the past 3 to 5 years, if I were to show you a way where you could multiply your money, would you be open to it? Well, I don't know, man. I just asked you one question. You're literally not answering that question. If I were to show you a way where you can multiply your money, would you be open to it? Yeah, I would. Okay, awesome, perfect. It's better to cut off the conversation. We all know this. You guys have the cash cow. It's better to cut off the conversations to lead it with losing your credibility. Make sense? So every single person can literally build mass success, hit plat 600, hit plat 1,000 by having humility, making sure that there's one person that's credible, that's always presenting, okay? And having that point that you are credible once you start hitting 2,000 and 5,000 a month, or 2,000, 5,000 a month from trading, whatever it be. But if you use this with a state of humility, watch how much success you have. If someone says, what do you do? How much money do you make from it? Well, Chris told me to practice on a demo account for 30 days, so I'm not making any money. He said, it's better for me to practice with Monopoly money than my real money at first. Do you understand how someone is going to be like, well, I want to learn. I want to learn with you. But here's what hurts. This is what pushes people away. I'm a top Forex trader. I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of a company that just like, we shit on everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, if you don't like that, you know what I'm saying? But humility is key. I've had so many people now that's just like, yo, I'm just learning this stuff. I literally don't know like the full details, but I honestly think that you'd kill it at what I do. Well, what is it? Well, I don't have that much time. I'm heading to meeting as we speak. I'm heading to a date as we speak. I'm heading into church as we speak. As long as you're taking that whole concept of never, girls, you guys are so good at swerving. You guys are so good. Like, I have a boyfriend. I'm not interested. I'm married to my goals. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about frequencies. Girls, y'all should be the best at this. You have a chairman in front of you right now. Is here as a female. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be the best at this. Oh, I don't have time for that right now. Why? Because I'm focusing on my future. That's just the way it is. You know, the only people that I'll marry is a chairman. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, I guess I got to hit chairman. Oh my gosh. Like, maybe it could be a motivator, right? So while you're in this, one day I'm going to marry her. That's why I'm plat 5,000. I'm almost there. And then it gets scary because then they hit chairman and you're like, I meant chairman 25. Just kidding. Why did you hit chairman 100? I don't know. One day I know she's going to say yes. But maybe I got to hit chairman 250. Just kidding. But no, the main point is humility, 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 humility. I feel that everyone feels you have to put up this tough image of acting a certain way or being a certain way in order for people to take you more seriously. People don't like people that are cocky. There's a difference between cocky and confidence, okay? Cocky is for other people. Confidence is for yourself. Makes sense? Cocky is trying to impress other people. Confidence is within yourself, okay? Without worrying about what other people are saying. What do you do? I'm learning how to trade. Well, what is it? Like, tell me more about it. I would literally ruin the information for you. Like, I'd rather get you to somebody that's credible. They'll take you seriously. They'll take you. Sorry if I'm burping. I do this thing in the morning, so I do keto. So I'm like having like MCT oil, protein, and like black coffee in the morning. So I don't eat any carbs. So it helps with like my brain functioning. That's a tip. But what I'm saying is that, and you guys probably could tell I have ADHD, by the way, so that you guys know. Because I can't focus on multiple things at a time. But humility, humility, humility. You build like that. And I'm going to leave off with this for the next like 2 minutes because I need to promote what's happening to help you guys with the tools and the resources that's necessary for growth. Learning how to be confident. Okay. So here's the thing. The whole thing of results will bring people. Yes, it will. But what also brings people is humility. Like I said, you will have more success bringing people in with humility than you have more success on that. Think about this. If you feel that you have to be a master trader, how long will it to get results? How long will it take you to hit chairman then? It could take a year. It could take 2 years. I'm not going to leave my success up to that amount of time. Heck no. I'm going to hit this shit now. This is a 90-day sprint. This is a 90-day blitz. This is not one of those things just for everyone to get hyped up. I'm utilizing this because we're all on the same mission, on the same goal for the next 90 days. Accomplish whatever you need to accomplish. You got a chairman 25, myself, doing a call every single day, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific, intro to trading calls. I'm talking to 300 people a day. I'm marking up charts, and I'm still going to give value to you guys in trading as well through Pip Talk and all these key things. There's no reason why a chairman 25 should be working harder than a person that doesn't have that type of income, okay? But it's easier now because now you guys could do this the smart. You could work hard and you could work smart. You can pack everyone into calls. You can pack everyone into events by just saying, hey, I feel that you do better than me. Hey, what's crazy is with your uniqueness and your authenticity, you would honestly kill it at what I do. But what do? Well, I don't have that much time to break it down right now. I'm heading into a meeting as we speak. Honestly, for someone of your intelligence, I feel like the stuff that I'm doing now, you'd honestly do better than me. But what do? I'm heading into a meeting as we speak. I'll send you the information. Can I count you for being there? Well, what is it? It involves your cell phone. Say it. Bye. Because it's like a real conversation. You know what I'm saying? Who here would feel that you would have had more success inviting if it was that way? Be honest. Okay? Yeah, I'm sorry. I talked about who feels like, wow, you're telling me this is what I realized the whole time of hitting chairman 25 and pushing to 50. Because the same things that got you to 25 isn't going to get you to 50. And I started to think to myself, how could I help not us as chairmans? How can I help the newest person that got in? I'm not talking about the people that are platform thought. I don't care about you guys right now. I'm talking about the people that just got set up. What could be the most powerful thing to help them have massive success by accident? Because the best thing for anyone to do is when it becomes their idea to do it. When you force someone to do something, it doesn't work. So when you teach people humility and they invite 50 to 100 people, like, oh my gosh, like I'm working on a project. Like, honestly, I'm not looking for yes, I'm not looking for no, but I know it's something we should look into. That's it. If I said that to you, right, would you be interested? Of course you would. Because I care about you, you know? So that's how you that's how you get more growth from your entire organization than results. If it's based off results, what happens when you have a shitty week in trading? Your whole volume's gonna drop that week. We all blew our accounts this week. Dang, we all deranked. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Like, that would be horrible. Oh, dude. Every time I blow an account, I derank 2 ranks. But then when you start having one profit, it's like, oh, I got it. It's been 3 months, but I got it. I'm about to hit chairman off these profits. You're saying, like, that's not how it works. Humility. If we had a massive amount of people saying, dude, like, it's crazy the stuff that I'm learning. Well, what are you learning? It's like, I can't even tell you because it's just crazy. It's powerful stuff. I've always wanted to learn something where I can actually make money for my cell phone. But what do you mean? It's like, well, I'm heading into a meeting. I'll call you later. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm heading to church. Bye. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to promote the 2 new services that's coming out. And I want you guys to understand how powerful this is. Okay. Another tool and another resource. You know, what's crazy is the fact that you have another app giving you trade setups. For all you guys that are traders out there, if you think that you're too good for the scanner, if you think that you're good for the web analyzer, if you think that you're too good for the gold cup, whatever it is, right? If you think that you're too good for those things, are you serious? No, Siri. What I'm talking about is that we have to be open-minded to collaborations. We have to be open-minded to things that's going to progress us, okay? We also have to get rid of things just for pride and ego. And here's a tip. How many of you guys have heard positive, constructive criticism from other people, not even positive, negative constructive criticism, like the way that they said it was so condescending, but it was so true, but it was condescending. And just because you don't like the way that they said the message to you, you didn't receive it, even though it was amazing, okay? We have to get to a point where you have to realize that you, as a chairman, could be learning from someone that's a Plat 600. We're not gods. Like, we're not the best people. People trip out when I sat there and I'll sit there and said, so tell me more. I'm really curious. I'll ask about people's experiences because people could learn from mistakes, but geniuses learn from others. Do you understand who here thinks I have humility and I'm humble? I can't say it because the moment that you say that you have humility and you're humble, you disqualify yourself from being humble and having humility. This is the truth. I'm humble. No, you ain't. You just said you ain't humble. Being humble, you don't talk about being humble, bro. So that's the truth, though. That you disqualify yourself from that, okay? So what I'm saying is you could learn from other resources. You could use a trade setup. You said, okay, well, I drew this up. Scanner says it's good. Gold Cup says it's good. And it definitely pops up on the web analyzer. This is a go. It makes you feel more confident. You know what I'm saying? You have 3 people telling you advice about life. Okay, they may not be 6-figure earners, but they're good in a relationship advice. They might not be 6-figure earners, but they're good at when it comes to the mentality and the frequencies. Listen to them, okay? Especially if they're people that's not in your business, because then you could do this. Wow, and you keep asking questions. you say, oh my goodness, you honestly gave me so much value. I wish I could pay it forward back to you. Actually, let me hook you up with a favor. I have 14 guests that actually hit me up about my exclusive overview of what I do. I'm going to knock one of them off to put you on it. I appreciate you so much for giving me so much value. You know what I'm saying? Listen to people. Be interested in people. How long have you been in fitness for? 7, 8 years. Wow. What is one or two things you could give someone like me to get to your point? Like, what's a good tip? Is it, oh, they tell you all this stuff? Oh my gosh. With your discipline and your consistency, like, you'd honestly kill out what I do. And I feel bad that you gave me this information and I didn't pay for it. Let me see if I can hook you up with a favor. Boom. There you go. So, Gold Cup. Oh my gosh, I keep going into everything else. Gold Cup and Pip Talk. Gold Cup is another indicator. Use it. The more accolades and the more things that we have within our platforms, the more value you can provide to others. Okay? What Pip Talk is going to be super simple. Pip Talk is going to be an actual communication, like Telegram, okay? That it literally will also keep the retention in your business. Because in order to use it, you have to be active. So they can't be part of the crew. They can't hang out and have conversations with you. Like, think about that. That's the most important part when it comes to this business, is people want to be a participant of something. People want to feel a participant of something, and they want to feel safe, okay? There's a lot of people. How many people do you know that are just in your business because they just want to be a part of a group? There's nothing wrong with that. Like, we can't talk down on that either, because you don't know if they're going through depression. But how many people do you know that just like they go to every regional event, they go to every single event, they go to every single thing, they're always there to help. They'll help with the door, they'll help with the tickets, they'll help with everything. And what's crazy, your business would not be where it's at if it wasn't for people like that. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people I stick close to as well, because those are the people that they don't want the massive goals, they just want to help. That's just the truth. So Pip Talk has now access to the community. Everybody wants to be part of the community. Telegrams will all be dead now, and in order for them to log in, they have to be active. Now, here's the cool part behind this, and I'm not saying this to promote, is I'm giving out trade forecasts on a consistent basis. But here's the thing. I'm giving it out at all throughout the times of the day, not just London session now, all throughout the times of the day. If I see a trade setup and a forecast, like, literally, I'm going to mark it up, draw it up, take the picture of it. I will actually type up, like, this is the primary setup, this is the secondary setup, giving you like the 2 to 3 pip stop loss, all these key things in the picture, and putting into the chat. And then if price starts moving up, and I said, all right, guys, I'll update you and say, hey, put your stop loss now to the stop profit. If it goes up 30, 50 pips, like, hey, close your first order out. Also, in that chat as well, I'm going to be giving out access to all the different educators. I hope I'm your guys' favorite educators, so you guys better be subscribed to me. You know what I'm saying? And then you can subscribe to the other educators. Oh, that's a sign. You heard that? You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that I'm not only am I going to give the trade forecast every single day, I'm going to be giving videos within that chat, breaking down just motivational aspects, accountability messages, motivation calls, all the books that I'm reading. I will give a review on books that I read, all the audios that I listen to that helps me when it comes to growth. So literally, as I'm growing, everything that I'm doing to grow as a trader, as a top chairman 1000 in this platform, it's like I'm giving you guys everything in there too. So whatever I'm doing, you're doing with me. Does that make sense? Who here feels that'll be worth like $8? Because that's how much the Pip Talk will be, around that 8 to 10. Does it make sense? 80,000. I guess I'm not worth $8. That's cool. I'm just kidding. All right, but that's how it works. So you guys will have your guys' own thing. We have access to the educators, and I believe that each person will have access to their group, okay, of individuals. So it's all together, perfect, 100%. So use that if you're going to use it. If you don't trade, then this is all relevant to you, whatever, okay? But if you are a builder and you don't trade, at least know what you're giving to the people. That's it. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. If someone gets mad at you, like, yeah, I'm not good at trading. But what I am good at is I'm good at connecting people to information. Keep saying I'm not be good at trading, but I'm good at letting people know their self-worth. I'm good at letting people know what they deserve. I'm good at letting people know about a platform that can help you. You wouldn't be here if I didn't tell you the information. So I'm saying, you're saying, like, can you use like a chat group too? I believe so. How long did it take you to start profiting through trading? Okay. After my first week of trading, my first day, my first trade ever, I lost $20 and I freaked out. I had $200 in there. I lost $20 in less than like 10 seconds. Yes, I was overcharging. Okay. So I lost $20. I was like, I sat there. I was like, whoa. Like the first time you take a trade, you're like, I just lost $20. Like that's crazy. But after that, I turned that $180 to $3,500 in 4 days. Okay. After my second week of trading, I took $50 to see if I could flip a $50 account, and I turned it to $1,000 in 5 days. And in the third week, I took $1,000 to $20,000 in 3 days. That was 2/3 of my yearly income. Trading involves risk, results not guaranteed. Past results not guaranteed. Future results not typical. It takes a lot of hard work. What I'm saying is the fact that like people ask you, how did I have so much profits and massive success at the beginning? Obsession. It's like what Kobe Bryant said in his video last night. He said, when people play basketball, they love basketball, they'll play 1 to 2 hours, 2-3 times a week. Now, how would you be after a year of playing basketball every single day for 2 to 3 hours every single day for a year? It's the same concept when it comes. It wasn't anything crazy. Kobe's like, he's like, what he achieved was nothing really crazy if you really think about it and you put it into math. All it is about clocking in. So when you clock in, this is what Jason said at the thing, and what all my team's doing too. Have that jar of marbles. Have you heard what he said? The marble thing. Okay, you have a jar of you have marbles and 2 jars. One is for trading goals or trading routines, and one is for building. And every single day, whatever your trading routine is, your daily disciplines, and also your business. If it's talking to 50 to 100 people a day and inviting them to this, starting conference, I don't even call it this. Don't talk to people, compliment people. Start conversations. Okay, I started all my conversations with 100 people today, and I also marked up charts for at least an hour to 2 hours a day today. Perfect. I want to take 2 marbles and boom, put it in there. It's just an accountability check to keep you going. Out of sight, out of mind, but it's always in sight, so you always keep it in mind. Does that make sense? Does everyone understand how the Pip Talk's going to help, how the Gold Cups can help, most importantly, how to edify this platform, how to edify this company, and to make it easier for you guys. Chairmans have to get to a point where you guys are just plugs. That's all it is. You guys are just the plugs. You guys are the people that were consistent plugging people into the platform. That's all it is. You have to take a look at it like you just had people subscribe. It's like YouTube. It's like Instagram. It's like followers. Like, hey, I just have subscribers connected because I referred them. That was it. I'm just trading and I'm learning. So I just had 500 people that wanted to subscribe to the services, always into the subscription of the services, always into the education of the platform. You know, if we're going to be doing calls consistently to help out, here's the thing. I will always repeat myself over and over and over and over again. How do you go about people who aren't interested? You don't. You love them anyways. You love them on the way out. You love them on the way in. You love them on the way out. So if someone's not interested, okay, the main point is this. If you guys are doing what I'm doing on social media, your Instagram and your social media should be for closing people, and your inbox should be for relationship building. So even if you don't get set up, I want you to watch my work ethic. Because 2 months later, when you get fired from your job because maybe something happened, and the one person that you saw that was motivational and inspiring, I was that person. Make sense? Do you understand how many people that said no to me, but they see the stuff now and like, dude, look, there's people that haven't done this with me since August 2015. The last video that I put up on my Instagram is the reason why they're interested now. An 8-second clip of me saying we tend to glorify mediocrity was the reason why you get set up. Not me hitting Chairman 25, not me making $30,000 in a day in Costa Rica. You know, not me doing trading involves risk, results not guaranteed. I saw it's recording. Past results not guaranteed. Results not typical. Takes a lot of work. All right, but you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You know, what is your trading routine? Simple. Mark up charts, 3 to 9 pairs. Whichever one is happening, you focus on that one. You forget about the others, and that's it. You mark it up on your computer, and then you have it on your cell phone. So if you draw a zone, you're waiting for the break and retest. You have it on your MetaTrader for it. You have a zone, and you wait for break and retest. So that way, when you go out, all the profits that I made majority of them wasn't by my computer. It was that I drew it on my computer and I had it on my phone. And I kept checking the same way. I don't have time to check on my phone, Chris. Well, I see you viewing my IG stories all the time. What are you talking about? Like, you have time to look at IG stories, Facebook, text messages, everything. How many pairs do you check? All of them. a lot of the times the questions that you guys already have the answers, but you're just hoping that there's some secret answer. So this is the answer for everything. Do everything. Okay? Do everything. Why are you so cool? Oh no. I ask myself that too sometimes. It's hard. No, what I'm saying is that like okay, think about me right now. Imagine if I had a UK accent. Oh my goodness. I would slay it. You know what I'm saying? I would slay it. Right? They'll be like, dude, this dude is so cool. But no, that's it pretty much. But I realized that we did this call for super long, and I apologize. And this is probably going to be the last time you guys have me on a call because I talk too much. So, other than that, everybody got value from it. Actually, let me say that again. Did everybody get value from it? Guys, come on. I'm trying to flex for the Instagram. Like, put more fire emojis and stuff, you know? Nah, I'm just joking. Awesome. So I appreciate it. I'm going to pass it back.
Chris, thank you so very much. I didn't even, honestly, I didn't even realize how long it's been. You could talk forever. Look at how many people, Chris, are still on the call. That is how much value they've received. This is incredible. But no, I understand that, you know, you're incredibly busy doing what you need to do. But you still took time out for this. So I really, really, really appreciate your time. Guys, if you really enjoyed Chris' call, and you want him back again, so hopefully we can grab him again for another hour or two somewhere further down the line, put a number 3 in the chat box. So Chris, if there's a lot of number 3s, you've got to come back very, very soon. Sheesh, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys as well for turning up today and staying on for as long as we have done, because it has been a couple of hours. I really appreciate your time. We've got countries on the call where it's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., even 4 o'clock in the morning where you are, but you guys are still on the call. I want you all to go to your WhatsApp groups. We're all in WhatsApp groups, multiple groups. I want each and every single one of you to absolutely, completely flood your WhatsApp groups and drop comments in there as to how you found the call, how it was with Chris, and hopefully if we can butter him up enough, we can get him again very soon. Chris, I think I've muted you. Let me unmute you. Or have you muted yourself?
No.
There we go. You see, Chris, the 3s are still going, so it looks like you have to come back in about 10 minutes. Is that all right? 10 minutes we resume.
Well, we could do like a weekly thing. I don't mind. So.
Definitely. Again, I want to thank you so much, Chris, because I know I'm somebody, I don't financially benefit you at all. And, you know, I've not had the pleasure of working directly with you, but I really do appreciate the time that you've taken out. And I'm going to be seeing you in Vegas in March if I don't see you before then. Yes. Physically.
Well, probably before then, because like I definitely want to come out to that area. And I was planning to go out to that area and going out to like, you know, actually, I'll go out there to that area, but like I was gonna go to Paris for like a little like getaway and some other places, but
right.
I can run stuff and everything there.
No, I think, Chris, you need to come to the UK ASAP because these number 3s are going to break my chat box. I'm worried for my Zoom account right now. You know, I've paid good money for this, so I think just come to the UK and everyone will be happy.
As long as we get some work done, and then you guys show me the best food spots and we have a good time.
100%, definitely. Thank you so much again, Chris, and it will be amazing to sort something out with you again in the future. Guys, don't forget, completely flood all the WhatsApp groups. So show Chris a lot of love. Put in the group chats what you found at the call, and if you want Chris again, if there's enough attention, I'm definitely arranging something with Chris again. Thank you very much. Take care, and I'll see you on the next call. Thank you, Chris.